Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Friday, and I'm doing this very early because it's going to be really hot. We've been out already. I didn't sleep very well last night, so if I look a bit worn and dragged, that's why. So we're going to do a live album ranking today, and we're going to do Oasis, who are of course in the middle of their reunion tour. So it's quite apt. And then next Saturday I'll be doing a top 10 songs with Richard and Simon. They have put me down a rabbit hole that I'm not thinking, because Oasis are really, I don't listen to them that much. I'm more of a greatest hits sort of band, these are. But all I do know that they were formed in 1991, and the band initially was Liam Gallagher, Bonehead, Paul Arthurs, Paul McGuigan on bass, Tony Carroll drums, and of course Noel on guitars. They've got a bit of a reputation. I'm hoping that it holds together for the tour, but they've only released 2 live albums, and I just wonder if we'll get a third after this tour. So, I mean, they're pretty decent live albums anyway, so we're going to look at their 2 today. So, coming in at number 2 is a live album released in 2000, and it's called Familiar to Fans. And it was recorded at Wembley Stadium on the 21st of July 2000. Now, this was the second but last concert to be held at the old Wembley. The title of the last band to play Wembley Stadium went to Bon Jovi. This was in the July, and Bon Jovi finished did the August, and then the last ever thing there was when England got beaten 1-0 by Germany. So playing on here is Liam Gallagher on lead vocals and tambourine. Don't forget the tambourine. Noel Gallagher lead guitar and backing vocals, and lead vocals on Don't Look Back in Anger, Hey Hey My, Step Out and Help Skelter. Jem Archer was rhythm guitar, Andy Bell bass, Alan White drums, and not the Alan White from Yes of course, and Zeb Jameson on the keyboards. Okay, it starts off with the intro bit of, excuse my French, fucking in the bushes, which is a little thing that's on Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, which was what they were touring with at the time. Then they do a couple of songs from that album, Let Go, Let It Out, which is a pretty cool song, and Who Feels Love. Then we go back into a couple of the classics, Supersonic and Shake a Mega from Definitely Maybe. Know them tracks quite well. And then a track that I'd never heard before until I listened to this, and it's a song called A Quiz. Simon will put me right on that. It's the B-side to Some Might Say. It's not too bad. Step Out, again, never heard it. This was the B-side to Don't Look Back in Anger. Stevie Wonder, it's very similar to a Stevie Wonder song, this is, and it's uptight, everything's all right, but they gave him sort of a credit of that stuff. Then we have from Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, Gas Panic, one of the more what I want to say, one of the more deep cut tracks on that album. Then we have Roll With It. That's the soup song, as I call it. You get a roll with it. What's the Story, More in Glory. Stand By Me, which really sounds like nicked a couple of chords from All the Young Dudes, from Be Here, Be Now. Wonderwall, it's one of them songs that if you never hear again you won't get upset. That's from What the Story, Morning Glory. So Regrets and Alcohol, Definitely Maybe. I'm not telling you what I think about these songs, because some of these may appear in my top 10 in a few weeks' time. Don't Look Back in Anger. It's not a bad version of that. And then Live Forever from Definitely Maybe. Then they do a Crazy Horse track with Neil Young, which is from The Rust Never Sleeps, and it's Hey Hey My Into the Black. It's a pretty good version. A little bit of Champagne Supernova from What's Morning Glory. Rock and Roll Star from Definitely Maybe, not a bad track. Helter Skelter from the Beatles, and that was it. Musically it sounds very good, but when Liam's talking it's very muffled and you can hardly hear it. Now I put that down to the acoustics of the old Wembley Stadium, because one thing about the old Wembley Stadium, watching a band there could be difficult. I've seen 2 or 3 there, and the sound used to get lost under that roof, or it used to bounce back. So if you were standing in certain places, it'd be quite confusing. But it's a half decent performance by Oasis, and I'll give that an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. But number 1 is a live album that came out in 2021, but it's from their, I suppose say, their legendary performance at Knebworth Park in 1996. It's a DVD as well. This came out in November 2021, recorded on from their 2 nights at Knebworth on the 10th and 11th of August 1996. The band is Liam Gallagher, lead vocals and tambourine, Noel Gallagher, lead guitar, backing vocals and lead vocals, Paul Bonehead Arthur rhythm, Paul Giggsy McGuinn on bass, and Alan Whitey White on drums. John Squire does a little bit of guitar on Champagne Supernova and I Am the Walrus. So the first track off on this, and these were done on the 10th of August 1996, we've got Columbia from the Definitely Maybe album. Pretty good. They do a Quizzy from that B-side again, from some might say. Supersonics on here, and then they do Hello, which is the GG song written by himself and Mike Leander of the Glitter Band, and it's actually on the What's the Story Morning Glory, their first single from that album as well, which was, some might say, pretty okay. Roll With It's on here from What's the Story Morning Glory. From Definitely Maybe we've got Slide Away, pretty cool track. Morning Glory itself, the start of it's quite bizarre, especially on the studio version. Round Our Way from What's the Story Morning Glory. I love Cigarettes and Alcohol from Definitely Maybe. Then we get Whatever, which was an standout single. It's pretty good as well. Cast No Shadow and Wonderwall from What's the Morning Story. And The Master Plan, which is another little gem from this band, at the B-side of Wonderwall. Don't Look Back in Anger from What's the Story Morning Glory. Great vocal from Noel on that. The Big Mouth from Be Here Be Now. Like It's Getting Better Man as well. Live Forever from Definitely Maybe. Champagne Supernova, and they end with I Am the Walrus, the Beatles song. Now I think this was probably Oasis at the peak of their success and their engaging with the crowd and not just shouting the songs out. Now Knebworth Park again is one of them places where the acoustics, it all depends on the direction of the wind. When I saw Deep Purple there, it had been raining all day, so the wind was a little bit up, and you did lose it in the crowd. But this, it was really perfect, and I think it's a really good live performance. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay, very short one today, but it's something that's is topical at the moment. Okay, coming up next is a live album. It's a brand new album. Well, it's not. It's been out since June, and it was pointed out to me by Richard McCook, and I didn't realise I'd released it. And it's the new album from Haim, I Quit. So we'll be looking at that. Bye for now.